Guest among us who is not a stranger. This is His Grace Bishop Sebastian coming from New York for us. He was the parish priest of our parish for 11.5 years, I believe, close to 12 years. And I would like for him to come up at this point and say a few words to us. He has seen this parish struggle through the years and grow and succeed. And he's here to witness, again, that struggle to get to the next level, and I would like for him to give us a few inspirational words as we think about the gifts that we're going to give.
When Father Panayiotis called me to be with you, there were some other events. There was always events in New York, but I said I'm going to come down here to be among you and to see the wonderful things that you're doing. When I listen to all the speakers, I cannot help it but feel a great sense of pride for each and every one of you and how far along you have come. It's amazing. Amazing the journey in the few years that they have passed. I can recall when I was assigned to Holy Transfiguration, I was the third priest in a very short time, crisis after crisis after crisis, and sitting with Alex Miltiadis and Steve Tingas in the house, and praying and wondering if we are going to be able to build our first building. At that moment, we were at the storefront, and we were aspiring to build our first building, the hall that we have today, to use it as a church and as a fellowship hall at the same time. There were no people. I believe, if I'm correct, there were less than 50 families. And some of them, because of the turmoil and the situation that we had, some families left, or they were upset, one in favor and one against. And Steve saying to me, Father, if we don't move ahead, we are not going to survive. And if we move ahead, who is going to support it? Who is going to pay for it? So as we prayed, we decided that we have to trust in God. And we have to believe that when you believe, everything is possible. And sure enough, I preach year after year about reconciliation, peace, coming together, being a family, and that we need each other. We're not here to judge one another. That job belongs to God, not me, not you. God is the judge. So if someone made a mistake, let God judge them. We are here as sinners walking on a journey and needing each other. Often we talk about our children being the future of our church. We got it wrong. It's not our children that are the future of our church. It's the church that is the future of our children. When we come to church not to offer something to God. God has anything, everything. He doesn't need anything from us. We come to church because we need Him. And in church, we are becoming somebody. And we are becoming the family of God. I love listening to all of you, and I thank God for each of the wonderful speakers that they spoke. And because they spoke about the real reason why you're in church. We are there because we need to be loved. We need to be forgiven. We need to be redeemed. We need encouragement. We need hope in the time of our despair. We need the fellowship and the love. And there we are, the family, and this is what we are all about. Now, there is the temptation, always, and I always spoke about this, but I'm going to remind you, and I think Father Panagiotis spoke very nicely about the thought behind the buildings. Why are we building? The buildings, whatever buildings we have, they have to reflect the ministries of the community. We are not building for the sake of building. The buildings are reflecting the work that is done in God's name for our sake. So these buildings, whatever they may be, they have to reflect substantial work that is done to benefit you, your children, your grandchildren, and future generations. This is what it's all about. We are doing it for ourselves. Selfishly as it may sound, but that's what we are doing it. And God is there to help us to do that. But we are doing it for the right reasons. Not for our egos, but for our souls. Big difference. So I pray that God will crown your efforts, that you continue to grow both spiritually, numerically, and in terms of facilities, that they reflect the wonderful work and being a beacon in our community of Marietta, the greater Atlanta area, and for those that are thirsting to hear about our Orthodox Christian faith. May God bless you, and may God bear fruit in your endeavors. God bless you.